Hello, everyone. My name is Josune Cordoba. I'm a software engineer at Red Hat, and I'm working in the Kiali project with Hayk.
Hello, I'm Hayk, software engineer at Red Hat, working on Kiali project as well. And today we will be presenting how to use Kiali version 2 for troubleshooting Istio Ambient Mesh. Released in October 2024, Kiali version 2 introduces major improvements for Ambient Mesh, including visibility into the mesh infrastructure, whether there are sidecars or zTunnel waypoint proxies. Also, it provides support for Kubernetes Gateway API resources, allowing users to create and modify them by using the traffic management wizard component, as well as validations of those generated Kubernetes Gateway API resources. Today, we'll be doing a live demo of the Kiali, which will be divided into two sections. First, it will be from user perspective, where we will troubleshoot an application, and then from administrator perspective, we'll be managing traffic with the traffic wizard and exploring the mesh infrastructure.
Okay, so here we have. Okay. Now, here we have our demo application. This is called Bookinfo, and this is like a library that was created with different microservices. So here we can see like books reviews, and if we refresh the page, we see like sometimes we are getting like an error. Here, there is a service which is currently unavailable. So let's go to our Kiali console and see what we have here in our mesh. So first of all, this is the overview page in Kiali. We have these control plane cars. In this case, this is the Istio system control plane, and we are seeing like this is labeled with ambient because we are in an ambient mesh. So Kiali has detected that there are some daemon set from cTunnel deployed. And if we go to our Bookinfo namespace, we can see this is labeled with ambient because it has the ambient label included in the namespace. So let's go to our traffic graph. It's taking some time. That's the demo things. So we have here a traffic graph of the traffic flow of the requests that are coming and passing through our services. And as we can see here, we have some errors in some of the services. So one thing that we can do to understand better this traffic, we have included recently with ambient support this ambient selector that we can unselect. So now we are seeing that almost all the traffic is coming from ambient. So if we click here, we can also filter traffic by, for example, just the cTunnel traffic. This is a telemetry that was generated with cTunnel. And we can also click on Waypoint to see all the traffic that is coming from Waypoint proxy. So now we see like almost all the telemetry is generated using this Waypoint proxy. Now we click in total. And why this is important to understand the traffic? Because, for example, if we are seeing just cTunnel telemetry, we can think that our requests are just TCP. But the thing is, like, our application can be having HTTP requests, but it's just that cTunnel doesn't just understand this L4 data. Another interesting option, we can go to display, and we can click on security. So now we are going to see some lockers, and we are going to be able to see which that the connections is really encrypted using MTLS. If we click in one of the edges, we can see more information about the MTLS. Another interesting option we can see here, like we have some Waypoint proxies display options, and this is just for ambient. So if we click here, we are going to be able to see the Waypoint proxy in our namespace, because this Waypoint proxy was deployed in the Bookinfo namespace, and actually this is called Waypoint. And here we can see all the traffic that this Waypoint proxy is handling. I'm going to remove this option now because we see like it's creating like a more busy graph, and this is the reason why this was hidden by default. And let's go to one of our services which is failing. We go here to our service details, and we can click in our workload with errors. So now, things that we can see here is this is a label with ambient, it's part of Ambient Mesh, and it has like a layer 4 and layer 7 processing because it has a cTunnel, but it also is captured, the traffic is captured by a waypoint proxy. We have a link here, and we can, if we want, we can see details about our waypoint proxy. Another thing that we can see that can be interesting to troubleshoot is like which protocol our pods are using. So if we hover over the pod info, we can see like in this case, this is using HBOM, which is a protocol used by Ambient. And other things that can help us troubleshoot is if we go to our logs, we are going to see the logs from our application, but nothing here indicates the problem. With Sidecar, it was really easy to see information about the logs or the proxy logs near to the application logs because the Sidecar was deployed in a container in the same pod as our application. But for Ambient, now we have the proxy logs in different components, like, for example, in the cTunnel, which is usually deployed in the Istio system namespace, or the waypoint proxy that can be displayed in our namespace application or not. So with Kiali, it tries to put all this information together, and is looking for those components, and is also going to filter by our application or workload destination and source. And this way, we can see here all the related logs that can be helpful or interesting for troubleshooting. Like, for example, here, we can see like we have some 503 errors. Another thing that we can see is the traces. So, for example, well, the demo things. For example, in tracing with Ambient, which is the element that is going to report the traces is going to be the waypoint proxy. So if we want to see traces related to our application, we first need to know what is the waypoint proxy, which is capturing the traffic from our application, and then we need to filter by our service or by our operation name related to the workload. But with Kiali, it's doing this for you, and it's trying to also correlate all this information to be more accessible. So if we click here in one of the spans with errors, and we go to the span details, we can see here more information about this error in that case is a 503, is aborted via a fault injection. And the last thing I was going to show is like we can here in our application, click on the waypoint link, and we are going to see here information about the waypoint proxy workload. As we see here, this is an element of the infrastructure that is giving layer 7 processing features. And we can see here, for example, the Istio proxy status, and we can see all the traffic that is currently handling. And we have like a new tab that is specific for waypoint proxies that is going to give us a specific information. Like, for example, if this is a waypoint for services, which is the default, and in services, we can see all the list of the services which traffic is capturing. We can also see why these services were included here. In this case, the namespace was labeled with the Istio use waypoint, but it could be labeled by the workload or by the service. But why is our application failing?
Yeah, because we have a fault injection on our service. For the demo purposes, going to the service on the traffic graph page, you will see that it has a fault injection. And in service detail page, in actions drop-down, here is the traffic wizard component, which I was talking before. So it comes with the fault injection, 80% of the requests returning 503. And this traffic wizard generates the destination rules, virtual services, and all the necessary configurations for this particular service. Also, it has a support of generating Kubernetes gateway API resources such as HTTP routing and gRPC routing. And here it lists the resources which comes with the validations of those resources. Another major improvement on Kiali version 2 was showing the mesh infrastructure here. If you check to display gateways and waypoints in the mesh infrastructure, they will be displayed. And this page also shows many other information about the mesh, such as data planes and control planes and their statuses. So that was all from our side. So to make a conclusion, we'll say that Kiali makes it easier to understand the service mesh and its infrastructure. It provides deep visibility into traffic, security, and performance, helping both users and administrators to troubleshoot issues effectively. With features like Graph, Mesh View, and Traffic Wizard, which I've displayed, Kiali simplifies the management of Istio, whether in ambient or sidecar mode. It's easy to contribute, and we have prepared a hack script to install the ambient mode. By this link, there is a blog post, and more information can be found on Kiali 2.0 website, and any feedback is welcome. Thank you very much. We have out of time, but before the lunch we have some time. If you have any questions, you can ask. Thank you. Okay, then anyone?
Thank you for the talk. My question is it possible to have the Kiali website only on read accessible mode, read only?
Yes, Kiali comes with the different accessible configurations. It's based on the service accounts you have on your system. In the demonstration mode, we had an anonymous mode, which was like admin access, but if you can log in via the OpenID and by your all the access modes which has the user, it got in the Kiali, so it can be read-only based on your service.
Perfect. Thank you.
And actually, it has a setting which is like Kiali read-only mode, which will be just read mode for all the users. In case.
Okay, then thank you very much.